What's going on, guys? It's Kyle again with DTOM Knives and Gear, and today we are going to be taking a look, first time on the channel, a Southern Grind product. This one is the Bad Monkey, sent to be by who? Bad Monkey EDC. Now I know why he has this. Stay tuned. Welcome back. All right, like I said, this knife was provided to the channel by my good friend Bad Monkey EDC1. I will have his Instagram right here. He sent me over a ton of knives, even some gifts. So the guy is really special to me because I just was blown away whenever he sent me this stuff. Man, my camera, I swear. Oh, stay put, you bastard. And so, yeah, he's just been great. Matter of fact, I don't know when this will go live, but me and Lefty EDC, shout out, brother, started a live broadcast on YouTube. We did it Saturday, whatever that was, the 13th. Yeah, the 13th. We didn't tell anybody about it. We basically did a test, and it was so successful because we did it, and Bad Monkey was on there. So many other people, Rusty Knife Lover, Knife Dude, all these guys kind of saw that we were doing it and then jumped on, and we ended up having a blast. So we are definitely going to continue this, doing a live stream, me and Kevin Lefty EDC, because it was so much fun. We had some guys helping us out with the name of what we're going to call it. I'm not going to tell you right now, but we have decided on the name, and it's freaking awesome. We got Nebula Cloud helping us with the logo, and so we are really excited about it because it's just two guys drinking beers, having fun, talking about knives, and giving each other shit, because that's what me and Kevin and Jake over at Bearded Gear do on a daily basis. That's exactly what we do. We're such good friends, and we just give each other shit all day long, talk about knives. And we decided that since Jake's really busy, and we want Jake to be a part of it, but Jake has got his own thing, man. He is growing like crazy. If you don't, of course, you have to know who Jake from Bearded Gear is, but if you don't, go check him out because he's killing it. He's just plain killing it. Me and Lefty, you know, since he's got his own podcast, we decided to do something because we're just two stupid guys that wanted to do something. So anyways, shameless plug. Stay tuned for that if you think that's going to be fun, because it is, trust me. But back to this guy. So, Southern Grind is a company that's been out for a while. It is the Zac Brown band. If you are a country music fan, you probably know who that is. I am a country music fan. However, I listen to a lot of the old stuff. But the Zac Brown band, it's a good band. Zac Brown is a knife enthusiast. And so the logical step for him, since he had capital, he's got a mind for this. He started designing knives, and now he's got a very successful company in Southern Grind knives. And this is their flagship model, the Bad Monkey. It is a knife that I have seen around, never pulled the trigger on one. I almost traded for a few. And the reason why is because of the way this thing looks. As you can see, the handle shape is something that really intrigues me, because this kind of handle shape is very ergonomic. It looks kind of funky, but if you'll know about the stride, I don't have my SMF here, but this is the SNG. You can see that kind of shape. That shape right there, ergonomically for me, works well. This one doesn't have a forward finger control, and would I like it to have one? Yes. But it's a very ergonomic knife. So we're going to jump right into ergos, right? Very ergonomic. It's a very big blade, you know, not like, but it's a big blade. I think it's over, we'll go over specs in a little bit, but it's 9 1/8 inches overall. I think it's a 5.5 inch handle. So, you know, it fits my big old hands really well. It is... Okay, so a lot of his knives have what's called the Emerson Wave feature. This is not the Emerson Wave, but you can see that little swoop area there. Believe it or not, it still works. When you put this in your pocket, if you want to open it up like that, you can still catch this on your pocket. And I can't do it with my finger, but it does work. It doesn't work as well as the ones with the true Emerson Wave, which is the patented Emerson Wave, but it does deploy that way if you like it. I'm kind of torn because When I have the feature, I do use it, but it's not my favorite way to open a knife. So this one does have thumb studs, and they're kind of unique looking. If I can get it to focus. Focus. See? Kind of unique. They work well for the thumb deployment. I can even get my finger behind there and do the reverse flick. So that makes it a little bit more fidgety for me. This one is not running on bearings. It is running on washers. Zach Brown, he designed this knife as a work knife. This is an all-American made knife. Made in Georgia, I believe. And so automatically, we love that. I want to support all the American makers. And he's been very successful. I've actually heard so many different, even on Blade HQ, I heard the stories about how good these guys are at Blade Show. They were helping people. They're just so nice guys. It's Southern hospitality, guys. It is a thing. Me being from Alabama, I'm a little biased, but it is a thing. And they are, from what I can tell and what I've heard, very good people. And all made in America. You just got to love that. This one is wearing carbon fiber scales, and pretty thick carbon fiber scales with titanium liners that are also pretty thick. So that makes for a very sturdy knife. Like, this thing feels very, very sturdy. For carbon fiber and titanium scales, I mean, it feels just as strong as something like my Hindra. I have a micarta and a titanium side. This thing feels just as strong. The lockup is good. The access to the lock bar is okay. I wouldn't call it great, but I can definitely get my finger in there and close this knife. The action, because it's on washers, is obviously not going to be a fall shut. But once you get there, just a few shakes. It is very smooth, I will say that. And this one in particular is on center. It might be a little bit to the lock side. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, to the lock side. But all in all, this thing's very, very smooth and robust. So carrying this guy for my EDC task, it did perform very, very well. You've got a Saber grind there. There's your Southern Grind logo there, which is pretty cool. Then on this side, you'll see 14C28N. That's my only problem with this knife as of right now. You've really got a cool little mini pocket clip, which I like. I actually found that this little pocket clip worked great. It kind of points straight up, and in the hand, I can feel that, but it's not a hot spot. Sure can feel it though, because right here, that's where it pokes out. So right there in the hand is where it actually will poke you just a little bit, but it's not a hot spot. I can feel it though. But hey, you know what? For this little cute little, like I wasn't expecting that, but you know, I didn't think it was going to work as well as it did, because it does work very well. It goes in and out of pocket very well. It does not seek deep carry, but that's how I pull out my knives. And if you're going to use the Emerson Wave feature, which this kind of has, it does work, then it's really nice to grab it like that and deploy it. So I liked it. You know, deployment on this thing is not near as fun as some of the other knives, but I can middle finger flick it, the front flip. If you give it a little wrist, it's a little better. I mean, I can, without wrist, get it out there. But it's just not as wacky as, you know, some of the other blades that run on bearings. But he did that for a reason. With phosphor bronze washers, is a lot less maintenance, a lot less things can get down into where the pivot is and cause you problems. So I understand why he did that. He wanted this to be an EDC everyday work knife, and this is definitely a bigger one. They have one called the Spider Monkey, which looks like this for the most part, but it is a little bit smaller. I'm not interested in that because I like the bigger knives. This was their flagship model, and I want to show you. It's called the Bad Monkey, right? Look at that. That's freaking awesome. Oh, I love that right there. It's called the Bad Monkey, and there is your monkey. That's just great. I love that so much. So everything, all in all, I really like. I want to show you this Tanto, maybe. So you see the little secondary swedge. Come on, camera. Bastard. Would you freaking focus? See that secondary swedge there on the Tanto? Potato, potato. That's very interesting because I've never seen that before. The Tonto has this secondary swedge, which does give it a point. And I found that the point actually did help you with piercing into stuff and cutting. So I like it. Now, I do believe that if I was to pick one, the drop point I think looks better. I like their drop point style blade. You know, it is a saber grind, so it's a flat grind, but it's not very tall. So it doesn't come too thin behind the edge. 25 thousandths is not bad. I was actually expecting it to be, God, my nose is itching, sorry. I was actually expecting it to be a little thicker, but 25 thousandths is definitely doable. And so it cuts. Let's see how it cuts, okay? So I've got a few things here. I got some cardboard. Cuts through that with hardly any resistance. Really like that. Let's see what it looks like against some paracord. All right, little resistance, but a clean cut. Let's see if we can do that again. Of course, now I got like a tiny little thing of rope or paracord, so it's not going to be, yeah, I can't even hold on to it. But, yeah, I can't even hold on to this thing. I've got also some twisted scissor rope. Let's see what this does. This stuff is a little bit tougher. All right. So once I got behind it and then went, you know, to the side in the cutting motion, it didn't push right through it. But as soon as I started to move, it cut right through it. Not a bad cut at all. So cut-wise, it does really well, even with it being 25 thousandths behind the edge. Like I said, it's not thick at all. I do like the Tonto. Tonto is good for a lot of different applications. I just think I'd like the drop point better because I think it looks really good. The drop point blade looks really good. I will definitely have where you can buy these down in the description. I'm not sure. A lot of them might be out of stock. This one in particular, which is the carbon fiber, this ring runs for like 250 bucks. And I don't know how I feel about that. And the reason being is because of 14C28N. It's a Sandvik steel, which is fine. But for that price point, I would rather see a Crucible steel, an American-made steel like S35VN for that price point. That's me personally. I know a lot of people might like the 14C28N, and I'm not saying it's a bad steel. It's probably a great steel choice for this knife, but from me buying a lot of knives over this past year, at that price point, I would rather see S35VN. I might get a lot of flack for that, but that's okay. Everybody has their own opinion, but yeah, that's the only thing that I see that would stop me from buying the knife, even though I really dig it. I do. Another thing that might stop me is you've got your pivot, which is a Torx. Great, right? But your hardware to take the knife apart for the body screws is a proprietary. Now, you usually see proprietary pivot hardware, right? You don't hardly ever see proprietary body screw hardware. That was kind of interesting. I get it. A lot of people don't, or a lot of companies don't want you to really take your knives apart because they're afraid you'll mess it up. However, I think in this day and age and the simple construction that this has, I mean, it's an open construction with barrel spacers, a liner lock. That's pretty simple. I just don't see anybody messing it up when they're taking it apart unless they're doing something stupid. And I think you should be able to tell that if they were trying to do warranty and they send it into you and you could tell they did something stupid. You know, that being said, I think their warranty is really good from what I can read. And I haven't known anybody who's used their warranty, but the warranty reads, you know, good. I'm not a fan. Let me just kind of show you, see if you can see. See that little area right there? It's marred up because Bad Monkey EDC either bought the tool or tried to use a tool to get this thing either tighter or loosened. And so that's the problem. Things that I have heard is the tool that you get from them is not very well made and they break easy. So I don't know. I've got mixed feelings about it. I will say this: if you have proprietary hardware, you better make sure your knives ship right and that there is no QC problems, right? I mean, because if you don't want us to take it apart, it's got to ship good. Now, these come with a assembly card and a QC card to tell you who's the one who did it. And from what I understand, most of these things come in like they're supposed to. This one is just a tad bit off to the lock side, like I said. So if I wanted to adjust this, if I adjusted the pivot, maybe I could. But what if I couldn't? You know, that stuff kind of gets me. You know, I do have knives with proprietary hardware, but it's the pivot and it's not the body screws. Like with the body screws, you can, I don't know. I'm just rambling here. I have mixed feelings. It's a love-hate relationship with proprietary hardware. I would almost rather never see it, but I understand why some companies use it. In any sense, let's go ahead and get behind the camera, get you a closer look at this really nice carbon fiber, get some size comparisons, and take a closer look at the Bad Monkey from, I almost said Bad Monkey EDC, the Bad Monkey from Southern Grind Knives. Jesus Christ. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at this carbon fiber. So it's a different carbon fiber, right? It feels almost like, I don't know, it's got a little bit of texture to it. It's a lot more textury than most carbon fiber. But I like it. I think it's very well done. It might not be as pretty as some of the other carbon fibers out there, but I think functionally for what this knife is, it does a really good job. Let's see if we can get a good shot at the side cut there, maybe. See that? I dig it. I like it a lot. Titanium liners. The pocket clip is steel, which I thought was a little weird because, you know, with titanium liners, I thought they would do a titanium pocket clip, but it's not a big deal. Like I said, I really liked the pocket clip. I think it works really well. It will not go to left carry. So lefties, sorry. But, you know, all in all, I think lefties could handle it, but I still wish they would have put the availability for the lefties to reverse the pocket clip, because I'm so close to my buddy Lefty EDC, and I feel for him, man. So there's that monkey again. I just love that guy. And yeah, so here it is in my hands. Definitely got full knife. This right here, the jimping, my thumb will land here, but this, because I'm training it to, I don't like it. I always try to choke up, and then of course with this little hump here, it's not near as comfortable because of that right there. I meant to say that earlier. So the saber grip for me, that's poking me, and I don't like that. I would much rather that not be there so I could do that. But with my thumb back here, I have to train it to come back here because I don't usually do that. But you know, it's still definitely doable and comfortable in that grip. I just wish that I could do it here without that. One of my gripes, you know, I'm kind of a baby. So anyways, as you can see, it's a pretty good sized knife. It is 9 1/8 inches overall with a 3.875 inch blade. Blade thickness is about 130 thousandths of that 14C28N. It is a flat grind with a satin. It has a 5 1/4 inch handle length and is about a little over a half inch, about 0.55 thickness. So it fills the hand well. And then, like I said, 25 thousandths behind the edge is what we're cutting with, and it seems to do just fine. We will go ahead and put this back up here. Here's the Strider, ProTech Strider SNG. So as you can see, the handle profiles are very similar. I do enjoy this profile. One of the best, you know, reverse grip profiles out there. Not that I use reverse grip a lot or anything, but it really works well. Let's see, let's go ahead and put it up against some of the other staples that we have. Here it is against a Spyderco PM2, larger than a PM2. Here it is against the Benchmade Super Freak. So, yep, full-size knife for the guy who is a working man. I believe this is a very good work knife that I think will do somebody a lot of justice in that field, either be construction, electrician, you know, us blue-collar guys to get out there and do some work. Here's one of the other larger knives, and this is the Vero Engineering XL Synapse. So if you, which a lot of people are kind of craving this knife, this is quickly becoming one of my favorite knives, but as you can see, they are pretty similar in size. So, yep. Definitely a full-size boy that I think would do very well for somebody's tool. As a knife enthusiast, some of the things, and a knife collector, some of the things that I like this knife does not have, as far as very good fidgetability. I do like some of the super steels. This does not have that. It is very well built. It's an American-made product, and so I respect it for that, and will probably have to get one in the collection one day. However, it's just not tickling my fancy, like I always say. I do like that stonewash, though, because there's a satin finish on the bevel, but that stonewash, I always like to point out a good stonewash, and it does have it. This knife comes in so many different variations. It has G10 carbon fiber, Emerson wave, no Emerson wave. I mean, it's just a ton of options out there. And, you know, there might be one out there that does tickle my fancy one day. We will see. But as of right now, I don't feel the need to go out and buy one. But guys, if you're looking for an American-made knife, because I think, you know, this one right here is $250, but at the G10 ones, I want to say right at 200, something like that. And it, you know, and it says a lot. You want to carry an American-made product. You got Spyderco, the PM2's made in America. You got Benchmade's made in America, and then you got Southern Grind. You know, everybody carries Spyderco's and Benchmade's. You want something a little different? Check this out, because it's definitely going to be a great tool for you and your EDC task. I have no problems recommending this knife because it is such a great tool. Like I said, I might go with the drop point, though, versus the Tonto. So, guys, thank you so much. Bad Monkey, you are the man for allowing me to check out this Bad Monkey. It's just so awesome that I'm saying thank you to Bad Monkey while reviewing a Bad Monkey. I just think that's great. Guys, stay safe in this crazy world that we are living in, and we will see you in the next one.